less about y'all and more about the people, right? Because I'm more so saying like if they're taking what my brothers are doing for free and then they turning around, repackaging it, putting a little tweak on it and selling it to my people, right? Then it's like, damn, how do we navigate that? Now, let me ask you this. With the course thing, because everybody that got courses, I want to talk about the course. How, number one, how can a course be $5,000 and $99? Meaning, I know some guys out there that of course would be $25,000, right? And then, but for this week only, $99. Like how could it be $5,000 and 99?
I honestly think that the value of anything is what the people place on it.
That's true.
And it's really hard to say what the value of something is, right? Because it's like, all right, those Jordans that you got on your feet right now, what's the value?
You could get $2,000 from them on the right day with the right limited amount out,
Right.
So it depends.
So I feel like education is the same way, right? Like it's all relative. You go to Harvard, you're paying $60,000 a year for education, right? Is it worth $60,000? Most people would say yes. Why? Because Harvard.
Right.
The name Harvard means something, right?
Right.
So if you go to NYU, you pay $60,000. Is it worth it? Most people would say yes because the name NYU means something, right? The information might not be the same across the board, though.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like you might learn more at NYU, you might learn more at Harvard,
right.
You might learn more from state school, you might learn more from a junior college, right? But the value that we place on it is based off of social norms, representation, reputation, things of that nature. So the same thing with the courses. I look like if you buying a course to, let's say you want to start trucking, right? And you buy the trucking course and let's say it's $2,000, right? Now, that $2,000 is your education.
Right, which is the same like if you would have went to one of these schools.
Any school, right? It's a lot less. If you look at it from that standpoint, paying $2,000 for a specific thing is a lot less than paying $60,000 for everything. To learn about reading, to learn about history.
I'm driving trucks.
Exactly.
4 years.
Yeah.
Exactly. $60,000 a semester.
Yes.
4 years.
Right?
Yes.
4 years. Exactly.
So it's like now you put yourself in $220,000 of money that you don't even have. So now you take out student loan. Right?
So game, boy, y'all better be eating this up.
Yeah. So I feel like with courses, all courses are not the same, right? Some courses are better than others. Some courses might be overpriced. Some courses might be underpriced.
Right.
Now it's up to you to actually do your research, do your due diligence, look and see. Because like for me, I actually purchase courses for myself. Like if I want to learn something, the courses, I think, provide a streamlined way to have the education.
Or that niche.
Exactly.
Niche,
like,
whatever.
The argument is like, whatever you can find free on Google. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but you have to streamline.
You gotta go through 1,000 hours. And if you want to do that, then fine. But me, I don't have time to do that. I want it in 2-3 hours, video presentation. I want to just go through it and say, okay, check off this is what I need to learn, So, and that education is free argument really isn't valuable to me because it's like you never use that when it's time to go to college. I never heard one person say there's no need to go to college because everything you need to learn is free.
That's good game.
You either just don't go to college or you go to college.
Right.
Nobody ever says there's no need to go to college because you can Google it. What you're learning in University of South Carolina, you can Google, so don't go to USC.
Nobody never says that.
I never heard it.
Never says that.
But you got to feed the beast.
They don't say that.
You got to feed the beast.
Yeah, yes, sir. And you know what I think they're doing? Anything that scribbles outside the lines, they tend to get back in,
But that I spoke about this the other day. It was like the education system I worked as a teacher for 13 years, is based on the Industrial Revolution. Right? And so the Industrial Revolution, the purpose of it was to create jobs.
Create workers,
right? The school system was built the same exact way, right? It's industrialized education. That's why everybody goes to school at 8:30.
Uniform.
They have uniforms a lot of times. The bells go off. Yeah. Same thing happens in factories. Right?
Man, I never even thought about that.
Lunchtime, everybody leaves at the same time, right? But when we were trying to create workers in the Industrial Revolution, now it's the same principle, right? School formal education in schools K through 12 is designed for you to go to college, for you to be a worker,
Right.
to go back into the factory
Right.
and do the same thing.
Right.
What we're teaching and what people in the space are creating entrepreneurs, right? So that's completely different.
Scribbling outside
and,
the line.
And so like people are like, well, why don't they teach finance in school? Well, if they did, right? If they taught financial
You
literacy,
won't go get a job.
you wouldn't go get the job. We
Right.
got to feed the beast.
Right,
Right. Student loan debt is the largest debt in the country.
And it's bullshit.
Right? I'm a part of it. Like I pay student loan debt, right? But that can cripple somebody, especially people that come from our community. That's a very, very big decision at 18 that you got to make
Yeah.
that could cripple you for the next 10 to 15, if not 20 years.
Yes.
And we're telling people, go, 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 go. That's the way, that's the way, that's the way. Yeah. Until you see guys like us come on and like, I'm like, yo, I was in that seat. I sat in that seat. I'm paying student loan. There's another way too.
Right.
Right? It's not going to be for everybody, but it can be for some people.
And for you guys to drill it down, right? And say, all right, this is for trucking, this is for that. Like, that helps a lot, man. Because, again, like you said, see, school teaches you how to take tests. You know, you get, I heard 50 say, you get enough information, you get to the test, take the test, and then you go to another one. Get enough information. It's like they're not teaching you how to go out and say, I'm going to run a business, taxes, this. That's why I'm saying I don't like, I look at school.
The testing is a business, right? Like
exactly, because they use that like the stock market uses the stocks.
Bro, the same people make the same tests, right? So New York State, the state tests are created by a company, right? If they don't, yeah, like I think it's called McGraw or something like that. If they don't have the test being provided to the schools and the school districts, they lose money.
Right.
So they make it mandatory that you got to take the test. Starting in 3rd grade, state test, all the way to 12th grade, right? Like even when we were in school, it was like you got to take your Regents exam. And I was like, damn, these are tough. Like I got my Regents diploma, but if I try to go to school in Connecticut, a New York Regents means nothing. If I go to school in California, it means nothing. So what are we doing it for?
Right.
Because it's a business. There's a business.
Sense.
All of it is a business. School is a business.
Yeah, everything
College is
is.
the biggest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they've been preparing you for it the whole time. Where does that data go? When my kid turns 24, what's his 4th grade test going to mean?
Right. Did y'all parents push back on y'all like, bad idea, get a job, you got to go to college, and I'm like, yeah, but I done finagled my way into, there's this money right there. Mm-hmm. But they're telling me, that's a risk, but I'm thinking that's a risk. I'm thinking both of these are a risk because I see people get out of college with a working degree and nothing to do. So now I'm in debt with nothing to do. Now I got to come holler at Earn Your Leisure for a niche to even pay them back for. So I wait, like it's a weird cycle. So did you guys ever have anyone in y'all family push back on y'all, like, or did they just go with the finance? Because that's a job that nobody hires, bro. Financial guy. Like, it's like, who hires a financial? Like, we don't. I mean, you may do, but.
Well, that was because it was him.
Exactly. I want him as mine. I know he too busy now, but.
Yeah, like before he started, like again, supporting your brothers, right?
Right.
He started, like I remember sitting in the car, he graduated, he's like, what I'm gonna do? I remember him locking himself in his crib for like 8 days to study to be in the financial industry. And I was like, all right, he worked that hard. Yo, yeah. Financial planner? Yeah. Sign me up, bro. I'm be your first client.
That's dope.
You see what I'm saying?
I mean, I feel like, for me, no. I feel like, because I always wanted to do independent. I never had a job. Like, even like being a financial advisor is a commission-based job.
Right,
so
right.
I never had.
Eat what you kill.
Yeah. So I never had a real job. So I never was in that mindset of go to school and get a job. Like, you know what I'm saying? I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I always wanted to just do my own thing. It was just a matter of figuring out
How to do that.
what was going to work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that took time. Like, it doesn't happen overnight. Like, it was many different things that led up to the point where we are now. But it wasn't like, all right, this is going to be, we're going to start a media company and we're going to do this. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And
like,
see, the market will help you figure things out. You just got to jump on out there and trust the game. That's why I keep telling myself, even getting up with y'all, I'm like, yo, bro, this is a very important interview. You got all these people watching you, I'm on the phone with Revolt, got to tell y'all something that I want y'all to help me with.